I don't know if it's the hurricane or tropical storm depression system in the Gulf now making landfall that's making me extremely sentimental, or if it's all of the planets that are in retrograde. Not quite sure who is the culprit here. But I was sitting and just kind of reflecting on the day, and a thought hit me. I started thinking how wonderful it is to be alive, right? Now, granted, that may sound like hella corny, but it's thinking of the intricacies of life, right? How easy it is to lose life, how complex it is to actually create a life, believe it or not. Babies being created is not the simplest thing in the world. But just the simplest fact of like breaking it down into the smallest molecules, and this may get a little graphic, but not really because it's technically biological. But it's like if you go back as far as like literally your conception, it's thinking of this is going to get really weird, all of your dad's spermies, right? Like you were the one that was strong enough, that was determined enough to, it's going to get gross again, fertilize your mom's egg. I'm just saying, that's how we all got here, people, okay? But I'm just saying, yes, that was a little graphic. Definitely do not want to think about that with my parents. Kind of gross. Moving right along. But anywho, thinking about the intricacies and just the magnanimousness is the best way I could probably describe it, of human life within itself. Or if we go into more of a metaphysical perspective, it's looking at the fact that all of us are walking miracles. We are heaven on earth in the sense that our spirit being encased in flesh is a little bit of heaven on earth, right? So just sitting and reflecting on all of these things and just thinking of the beauty of that, I started thinking of the duality of mankind, thinking of us being 100% spirit, of us being 100%, flesh, right? Having that animalistic side, that instinctual side, And I was thinking more so of our overall evolution as a collective. And just the simple fact that those of you who do believe in reincarnation is many lifetimes prior to this one, many of us spent countless lives trying to ascend just spiritually and completely neglecting the body. But the task this time around is to ascend in both spirit and body, right? It's more or less this generation learns that the spirit, so to speak, cannot be sanctified through the flesh, meaning that rituals and candles and crystals and, anything that we're doing physically, none of those things can hold a proverbial candle to the amazing, beautiful, pure, magnificent essence of that which is your soul, right? So it's more or less taking off that, burdensome yoke of trying to be perfect, of trying to get it right, of, seeking for rituals and postures that one must stand in order to unlock the spirit and just simply attune with the spirit, but to not neglect your flesh, in the process. It's to enjoy being fully human, to enjoy being fully spirit, because that within itself is a gift. Prior to incarnating into the body that you walk in, you were spirit. You've always been spirit. Technically, you have that mastered, right? Being that spirit being in a body, not so much. But hey, we're all working that out. But I'm saying all of this to say, to really drive home, to not neglect your humanity. Allow yourself to enjoy the gifts of being human. Allow yourself to laugh, to dance, to have fun, enjoy, Be like a tourist and eat lots of stuff that tastes really good. That's probably not good for your waistline, but still, within moderation. But just enjoying it and enjoying both fully. finding that balance in between the two, not being quote unquote too spiritual, not being quote unquote too human in the sense of meaning extremism and neglecting either side, but finding that happy medium between the two. And I feel that that middle road is that sweet spot that releases a lot of pressures and allows us to enjoy life the way that God intended for us to. But that's all I have to say. I hope that this gave you some insight or gave you something to sit and reflect about. But I love your freaking face. Until the next time, my friends.